Hello everyone and welcome to Craftworks. Today I'm going to show you how to make this. So it's quite an unusual card. It's perfect for gifting. We're not actually making this one. This was similar class project I made. Now you've probably seen quite a few of these doing the rounds because another demonstrator made a longer version of this using 12 by 12 paper. And I wanted to recreate this so that it would fit in one of our standard envelopes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be using the Adventurous Sky, so I thought it might be quite nice to make a male version of this. So I'm going to do the whole process from start to finish so you'll know how to make this. So I'm just going to pop that to one side so it's completely sealed and pushes out like so. So first thing is first, that's one of my measurements. So I am using boho blue for this. Just move my inks. And this starts at 5.5, so this is an A4 sheet, 5.5. So you will get 2 out of 1 sheet of cardstock. Now our A4 measures 8.25, so I'm going to score this at 4 and at 8, and that 1/4 inch is going to give us our glue strip. Okay, so now I need some patterned paper. Now my patterned paper is measuring 3 3/4 by 5.25, and that is going to sit in there like so. And I need a white piece that measures exactly the same. And it's the white piece that I didn't get. So 3 3/4 by 5.25, and this is our white panel that's going to sit in here and slide up and down. Now we also need a small piece for the mechanism, so I am just going to check my measurement before I cut that, because I did make one and it was a little bit too big. So I'm looking. So I'm going to cut this at 1 inch. So what does that measure at the moment? It is, I'm going to cut it down anyway, doesn't matter, because you don't want it that it's so big. So this is 1 inch and it measures 3 3/4. Now I'm just, so what is going to happen to this is it's going to slot in here, whereas I think that's too big. So I'm going to take, so I'm going to cut this at 3 inches. So that's 1 inch by 3. Oops. So first up I need some glue, which is here. So this piece here is going to be my front where the score is, because this piece is going to bend back, and we need glue all over this back piece. and we're just going to pop that, and we're going to give that a few minutes to dry. I'm just checking that it is straight. And now you're going to need a ruler, and what you're going to do is from that score line you're going to measure 1 inch. Okay, so you will need a pencil. I've got a tiny pencil on my desk and it's so tiny I can't find it. So you'll need a rubber as well. So I'm just going to mark that there like that, and I'm going to do that on both sides. 1 inch from the score line. There. And then you want 1 inch from that edge. So that takes me to here. So put a tiny dot there. And that's my 1 inch up mark, and that's my 1 inch. So so that there is where I'm going to cut. So get my trimmer, and I'm going to put my blade in the middle. And I can see now, and I'm going to go over it a few times until I can't hear the paper cutting anymore. And there we have our little slot. So now what we need to do is get our rubber. And rub out the pencil marks. And then, so what will happen now is this piece will tuck in here, and we'll decorate over the top of it. So I'm kind of bringing this right down, and I'm going to stamp on this piece first. So I'm just going to have a think. So I'm using this circle die. I will have something on here, a message on here, so I'm just going to have a quick look to see which messages I would like. So we could have happy birthday on here, you're the best, plain and simple up here. I quite like. So let's get a block. I'm going to use Night of Navy ink. So you're the best, plain and simple. I'm just going to peel that one off. I think I'm going to put a smaller aeroplane down here in the corner, just because I think it will look nice. And then my happy birthday message on this one. Oops, like so. And then my larger aeroplane, which I will colour in a second, is going there. Now I am wondering, I think I'm going to go in with boho blue and put in a few clouds. And I will clean all of my stamps after, I think. There is that. Right, I am going to pick these up and move them out of the way so I can't make a mess. So for this piece now, set those to one side. So for this piece, okay, you want to line it up quite centrally in the middle. And then you're going to add glue to this piece, this white piece here. So I'm just checking that it's nice and straight. And then I'm going to add my glue. And then I'm going to close it. And so that's how it's going to work. So I'm going to use a retired punch. Now you could die cut this beforehand. Okay, so I'm just going to move this out of the way. I'm going to flip this around so that I can see. I would probably suggest doing this piece first. And I'm just lining that up. I am eyeballing it to see if it's central. So that's there. So now again, just lining it up again just to make sure it's nice and straight. And in this piece here, I'm going to make a hole for a piece of ribbon about there. And then this piece now I'm going to fold and burnish. And I'm going to pop my glue on here. Now I need to be careful. I don't want loads of glue. I don't want it to spill onto the white at all. And I need it to shut perfectly. Just give that a few seconds to dry. And that's how this is going to work. So I've already done my stamping. We've just done that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour in the aeroplane really quickly. Colours I'm using are boho blue and bronze. This is dark. I can't remember. Now I did do one here. Is that dark? That's the one I've got, so let's do dark. Take your time when you're colouring in. I'm doing mine quite quickly. For the camera, because I obviously don't want to bore you to death. So that's my aeroplane. And now for the wings. going bronze. So there's this line here. So you could add blending brushes to this, give it so it's not so stark. That's entirely up to you. I'm actually going through a phase where I quite like the white space, if I'm honest. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to position this piece like that underneath, so my message moves as well. And then I'm just putting glue. I'm not putting glue all over this, so from about there to there. Give that a bit of a press down. And we need a piece of ribbon. Now I think around 4 inches is plenty for this. And get my scissors underneath it. Number 4 is there. Oh, actually I'm wondering if, oh, well, we'll have a look at that. That might be a little bit too small actually. I think I did 5 inches on the other. And I'm just going to push this through here. I'm trying to rush now and getting nowhere, so just start again. My eyesight is terrible today. I don't know what is going on. I definitely need to book an eye test. I just cannot focus properly today. Right, I'm going to do something I wouldn't normally do with ribbon. Okay, twist it and then straighten it out. Tuck my tails. And I will just trim those off. So here we have it. So you can write your message on the back. You can add a gift card, anything you like. You could put a white panel here, a gift card here. And there we have it. Cool. So this is another one that I made. Same measurements. I did change the design because I didn't like this after all. Treat yourself. So, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.